Hi, I'm Bart Hanson, the owner and operator of CrushLivePoker.com. The following hand comes from our call-in show that we record at 4:45 p.m. Pacific Time every Monday. If you want to call in your hand, check out the phone number in the description.
I'm playing 2-5 at the Hard Rock in Tampa,
Okay.
and the table's super soft.
Okay.
It's on a Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
And the villain's under the gun,
Okay.
and I see him limp a lot of hands. He probably plays like 50% of hands.
Okay.
Probably limps like 2/3 of his hands.
Mm-hmm.
And under the gun +1.
So he
And I
limps?
have queen.
So under the gun limps.
No, he has a limping range though, but he actually raises to 20. I'm sorry.
Okay. So under the gun. And how deep are you guys?
He has about 1,000, and I have him covered.
Okay, so 1,000 effective. A guy with a limping range raises to 20. You're to his left +1, right? And what do you have?
Yes. I have queen of hearts, jack of diamonds.
Queen of hearts, jack of diamonds. This is probably should just be a fold here. When a guy,
Yeah.
especially when you say that a guy has a limping range, so when he's raising to 20, it should be a little bit more value skewed. You're playing a 9-handed game. It's just a fold. I mean, you're under the gun +1. You have the worst relative position with the rest of the table. It's probably not even close, to be honest with you. In 2-5, I don't know. I might have a hard time folding Ace Jack here, but Ace Jack off is probably supposed to be folded too. King Queen off. I like King Queen better than Ace Jack, but those things are supposedly supposed to be folded, but definitely Queen Jack. So it sounds to me like you called.
Right. I understand what you're saying, and I think you're totally right. But, yeah, I looked at the table, and I probably was playing looser just because they were so bad. But
Okay.
anyway, so everybody else folds, which was kind of rare in this game.
And that's another reason why then this hand probably should be a 3-bet fold, to be honest with you. If you want to play an aggressive route, I would rather 3-bet the hand +1 than call. But everybody folds, so your head's up, okay?
Right. So the flop comes queen of clubs,
Mhm.
jack of hearts, 4 of hearts.
Okay, so you flop top 2. Yep.
So the villain bets 40.
Wow. So a pot size bet, right?
Yep.
Okay, so I'm
And I raised to
yeah. Go ahead.
I raised to 125.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say I'm probably gonna raise almost always here.
But you know what? I'm sorry I messed up. There was one other caller. That's why I messed up. Sorry about that.
Where did he call behind you, or?
Yes.
So the villain bet 40 into 60, right?
Yes.
Okay, this is important, by the way. It changes the nature of the hand. So villain bets 40 into 60. You've got a guy behind you, and you raise to 125.
Yes. The second player folds,
Okay. Yep.
and the under the gun player calls.
Okay, under the gun to 20 +1. You call. One call behind, and the pot is 60. Queen Jack 4, we flop top 2. Villain 1 bets 40 into 60. You make it 125. The guy behind you folds, and he calls. Okay, move to the turn.
Yep. The turn is the 6 of hearts. So here's my question: Is he checks, and I checked because I was afraid that if I bet there, that I would get him to fold everything worse than what I have. I wasn't afraid of him having the flush, but I was afraid of him folding because of my raise on the flop. And I'm wondering if
this
was bad.
It's actually kind of interesting information that you've given us, though, too, because he has a limping range under the gun. So this is like the detailed oriented information you can get from live poker. I would feel much, much more confident in betting the turn here against a guy that has a limping range. Why do you think that I'm saying that?
But yeah, because he's probably got ace, queen, or king, queen.
Well, yes.
He's got a strong queen.
Well,
he's got a stronger range, obviously.
Well, also, too, like, if he does have a limping range, what are the types of hands that people usually limp in with from up front?
like ace-x suited or
Yeah, I would think that ace
or
x.
like
Yeah,
suited connectors.
yeah. If he's got like some of those suited hands and he's got a limping range, then and he's choosing to put those into his limping range, then I'm less scared of the flush. I don't think that I would
Right,
check. I don't think that I would check this back because of the reasons that you're saying that he's going to fold everything. I would just bet a little bit smaller. You also have the queen of hearts in your hand too, which gives you a little bit of coverage. So probably checking back isn't necessarily the worst play because if a queen runs off, if a heart runs off too, you know what I mean? You're not giving up free equity in the pot sometimes.
right.
But although he probably, if he's continuing on, probably he might have an ace or a king. I would just bet. I mean, the pot's like 310. Why can't you just bet like 125 or 150?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was, like I said, I wasn't worried that he had the flush. I mean, because really, I think the only thing he could have was like ace king or ace 10 or king 10 of hearts.
So
the flush with his,
so you
with his
check
raise.
and you check it back, and we go to the river.
Right, and the river's 10 of clubs,
So
and he bets 300.
into a pot of
I think it
125.
was just over 300.
Wow.
Around that.
So wow, that's a really, really strange one. I mean, because a lot of
Yeah.
times people ask me these questions about, on the Crush Live Poker forums about scenarios where, at 1-2 or 1-3, should we be folding top two to like some bet? And I'm like, it's low stakes poker. Like none of this, I can't make big folds at this level. However, this is a little bit different. This is 2-5, and there's just no way that aces, ace, queen, kings are going to bet pot here at the end. I'm concerned that he has a flush here. He probably shouldn't have ace, king, like unless he's peeling with like ace, king with the ace of hearts, possibly. So I'm concerned that I guess he could have ace, king with the ace of hearts. So I'm actually pretty concerned that you're beat. And I actually might fold here at the end, to be honest with you. Even though I say I don't make folds, I don't really make big folds in low stakes, but I could see myself folding this for sure here. I just don't know what you beat here. And I don't think, not only do you not beat anything, but I can't see what he's going to turn into a bluff. He doesn't have a value range that's worse than yours that bets this river with this sizing. And I don't think he's turning some hand into a bluff. He would just be happy to check it down.
Yeah, at first I was like the sizing threw me off, and then I was like, I wasn't thinking totally about his range, but I was like, because I had the queen of hearts and the jack of hearts was on the flop,
Yeah.
and I was like, so I mean, like, I was like, the only thing he could have is like ace king or ace 10 of hearts here. That's what I said to him, and then I called, and he had queen 10 offsuit.
Queen 10 offsuit?
Yeah.
It's pretty rare. I mean, that's pretty rare. I mean, that's pretty.
Two pair. Then he just bombed it away because he figured I probably had ace queen or something.
I guess, but that is pretty rare. That. So, I mean, if we said that, let's say we didn't know his hand, okay? We didn't know his hand, and we said he's betting for value at the end. Do you think that your hand's going to be good here 1 out of 3 times? If we don't know what his hand is and he's betting for value, are you going to have the best hand here 1 out of 3 times?
I think that in a normal game like what you're analyzing, I think you're right. I wouldn't be good 1 out of 3 times, but I think in these super soft games where players overplay top pair, I think he could have ace queen here.
You think that the guy's going to bet? Well, hey, if you think that he's going to bet aces, kings, and ace queen here at the end for 300 on queen jack 4 after you raise the flop, you raise the flop, right? The hearts get there on the turn, and you called from under the gun 1. So what hand do you have from under the gun 1 that raises flop? Do you see what I'm saying? Like, it's like, what's your raising range on the flop? It's sets, it's heart draws, it's queen jacks, maybe ace queen, ace king. I mean, is a guy going to bet aces and kings and ace queen for 300 on the river for a pot size bet when the heart comes on the turn after you raise the flop? I don't know. It seems a little weird. If you think that he is, then I guess you call because you beat aces and kings. But I don't know if I buy it though. You know what I mean? But thanks for the call, GM there. Hey guys, if you like what you've seen here, please click on the subscribe button and you'll get notified every time we put up a new video. And if you want to check out crushlivepoker.com for the first month free, use the code YTA100. Click on the link right there.